Music is fundamentally an emotional connection.
Doesn't matter where you're from in the world, what language you speak, music, we all speak that same language.
I believe that music gives us an opportunity to tap into something greater and to connect people.
The music industry is kind of like a giant vacuum now, and I think in order for art to thrive, you need a community.
Work at something and then hopefully meet the right person that can make it a little easier on you to make things happen.
Like an organization like Launch, which is finding these people, not only the musicians and the artists, but the people working on the back end of things who are also musicians and artists themselves, so they understand sort of the struggles we have to get together to help other artists. Because that's what every artist and musician needs. They need a team. You hear it with everyone, like, unanimously.
Hold on, what? That's news to me. Why are we shocked that he has writers?
Why are you mad at Lauryn Hill for uplifting women through her struggle? Like,
but I feel like this could also relate to Will and Jada's situation.
Of course, August Alsina is gonna go for Jada once he gets the freaking green light. You know who Jada is alone?
I can't imagine bringing home my best friend and my parents cracking that. That is.
Because, I made this platform to give light to people that, don't necessarily have enough of it. Because, I made this platform to give
Hello,
light
everybody.
to people that
I'd like to welcome y'all to Words
don't
with
necessarily
Band.
have enough of it.
This is the place where we come to discuss all things music, all things business, all things the world, but mainly all things music. If people been giving you mid,
because I made this platform to give
hello,
light
everybody.
to people that
I'd like to welcome y'all to Words
don't
with
necessarily
Band.
have enough of
trash or like this is not what we want. The place where we come to discuss all things music. Welcome here. Here's what we're gonna talk about. Things the world, but mainly all things music.
That's Dutch.
That people been giving you
imperialism, because I made this platform to give
hello,
light
here.
to people that
I'd like to welcome y'all to Words
don't
with
necessarily
Band.
have enough of
trash or like this is not what we want. The place where we come to discuss all things music. Welcome here. Here's what we're gonna talk about. The world. Before we go into mainly all things music. That's Dutch. That people been giving you imperialism. Artists busy. Hello, anything. I'd like to welcome y'all to Words with Band.
Have enough trash, TV, movie, whatever.
listen to the new Kanye joint. Not Kanye, Conway. I ain't like this shit. Well, I can't say I ain't like it. I did like some of the songs on it, but it wasn't like, maybe niggas built my expectations before I heard it. I ain't like, I already got it. That goofy ass.
Somebody on the stream said they not getting any sound on the show. I don't know. Okay, there we go. There we go. I think it's back. All right. Yeah, so I guess without further ado, we gonna get on the show then. Now that we got that fixed. Kanye versus the labels. I don't know. Okay, he let off a series of tweets. In fact, I want to read the tweets. All right. I want to read the tweets. Let me actually pull them up. Give me a second. Yeah, so because without further ado, I'm really intrigued with this whole Kanye shit, me personally. Now that we got that fixed, Kanye versus the label, how Joe Budden just did before when he let off a series of tweets. In fact, I want to read the tweets. If you're not aware, he's on a crusade on the internet. I want to read the tweets. He's pushing for rather all artists to get them. Yeah, so without further ado, I'm really intrigued with this whole Kanye shit. Get people out of these deals. He has a whole. He went on Twitter and let off the whole clip. I don't know how he before when he let off a series of tweets. Business model. I want to read the tweets. If you're not aware, from what I read on the internet, I want to read the tweets. I'm not gonna read all the detail. Yeah, so I've heard I'm from what I read on the show. Intrigued with this whole Kanye shit. Get people out of these deals. He has a whole. Like a solid. He went on Twitter and let off the whole. I don't know how he before when he let off the series. Now you're saying it sounds like if you're not from what I read on the internet, I want to read the. I'm not gonna read all the detail. Yeah, so I'm from what I read on the show. Intrigued with this whole Kanye shit. Get people out of these deals. One the whole. Like a solid. Went on Twitter. Now we got. I don't know how he before he let off the series. Now you're saying it sounds like if you don't read these tweets though, I want to read those. I'm not gonna read one. Tell the artist. Yeah, so I'm from what I read on the show. Intrigued with Kanye people out of limited deals. One the whole year. Went on Twitter. Now we got. I like how he before he let off the series. Now you're saying it sounds like if you don't read these tweets though, I want to read those. 1 year. One. Tell the artist. Yes, I'm doing what I read. People out of limited deals. One the whole year. Went on Twitter. Now we got. How you know now we're saying if you don't read these tweets, 1 year. One. Tell the artist. I'm sure about having them people out of limited deals. One the whole year. That is now we got. How you know
I would say, how much is the label providing in money, right, to start you up versus where you start? So like not artists start equally, right? If you are coming onto a label and let's say you got big off the internet or whatever, like you was already fire and the label is scouting you on top of like your biggest hit that you just popped out the woodwork, then 1 year is fair because the amount of money to invest in you, right? Like you could kind of prove I can make that money back. You know what I mean? Versus
it's a self-sustaining.
Yeah, versus if you need to be billed, no one knows you. You haven't generated anything yet. And now the label has to take way more of a risk because they can spend all this money in you and you just don't pop off, right? So there I think you need to promise more because you can't justify me putting so much money in you, right? There's no guarantee that I can make this money back. So I say it depends on who you are in the space. Labels need to start respecting artists' worth. I do believe, and I believe that's what that tweet is behind. But there's
a series of tweets. Before we just start trying to break down tweet 1 out of 12, let's at least get to tweet 4.
Of course, but that's all I'm saying on the 1 year idea. I say it depends on
because what you speak to, he actually addresses in another one of the tweets. As a matter of fact, let me pull it up. Tweet number 2, tweets number 2, 3, and 4. Let's just go through all 3 of those right now. The record label / publisher is a service provider that receives a share of the income for a limited term. The split can be 80-20 in the artist's favor. 3, dependence. Artists must be dependent on no one but themselves to manage their catalog. You should need no one else to understand the business you're in. 4, lawyers. The first thing that changes about record deals is actually lawyers. We need plain English contracts. A lawyer's role is to improve deals, not charge for contracts we cannot understand or track. Rewrite deals to be understandable from first read. See, noble, admiral. It's very admirable what he's trying to do. It's noble cause. I like what he's saying. I hope he has a plan to bring it into fruition, because these are not easy things to bring about. What he's trying to do is challenge an established system. It's very difficult to go against an established system, even if you are the second richest black man in America. It's very difficult to go against an established system.
Is he? Anybody check that?
No, he is. Yeezy worth $1 billion.
Did you check that? Did you check that?
Yeezy's worth $1 billion off the sneakers.
Hold on, give me a second. Let me go on Google and check it.
Yeah, you just let Kanye tell you.
I looked that shit up when
it's funny as shit. Kanye's talking about they slaves to the label.
Listen,
ain't this nigga say slavery was a choice?
CD, do you remember when we came in here and had that conversation about who was bigger contributions to the game? Lil Wayne with Nicki and Drake versus Jay-Z with Rihanna and Kanye. Remember we had that debate? Who brought bigger contributions to the game? When we had that debate on this show, that headline first broke that Kanye was worth $1 billion. So I looked that up from back then. I'm talking like.
Did you look up at yeah, I mean, I'm not saying that he's not worth $1 billion. I'm asking if
he's really the second richest black man in America.
Yeah, he's worth 1.3 billion. As for the second rich black man thing, hold on, give me a second.
I didn't know he was worth that much.
Them sneakers, bro.
The fucking went crazy.
The sneakers.
That's my thing. First, Kanye promoting the album. This shit, he's not gonna stay on this shit. Man. He get a little cold.
I hope. See, it would be so bad if it would look terrible if all this was just for the sake of album promotion. This looks bad on you now. If you're doing all this just to sell a record, that's nasty.
Yeah, I mean, it's Kanye. He did a lot of shit just to fucking sell records.
But this the same person who said George Bush don't care about black people, and there wasn't a record.
That was years ago. That's a different Kanye. Since then, we've seen Kanye like bowing, holding the plate, feeding some white man. So let's not pretend it's the same Kanye. I don't know what happened over at the Kardashian plantation, but they changed these young men.
That's valid. That's valid stance. Understandable.
Real get out-ish. It's a whole different person that come out. That system over there.
Valid, understandable stance.
A little sensitive. Like I feel a little sensitive around Kanye. It's weird. It's like I like there's certain shit he says. I'm like that sounds mad valid, but you've done so many things.
On the side you on.
Yeah,
that's the same shit Joe said. I like your fight. I don't know if I trust you to be the one to lead it.
Yeah.
Well, I feel like I know what side you on. I mean, but for benefit of the doubt, I don't know what side you on. But
like, can I say something? Like one of the craziest things Kanye loves to say, right? That used to like blow my brain. Like, why would you say that? But now I'm like, I think I get it. When he's like, oh, he's Moses. And I think, and of course, that's
Kanye been mad people in his life. Rory ain't get no burn when he said that. He's been mad people. Carry on. I'm sorry, I have to say that.
Yeah, no, it's good. But that's the one that sticks to me, right? Because I'm like, oh, geez, like that's such a crazy thing to fucking compare yourself to, right? But if I'm gonna go on play around with the concept, right, as the man of Kanye, Moses, he leads people, right? He leads his people. They don't really believe in him, right? But he leads his people. He parts the seas and all this stuff. And then at the end, Moses gets so frustrated and a little egoed, right? That there's a moment where the people are thirsty and they need water. And then he goes, you need water? I'll give you water. And he smashes the rock and water comes, but God actually, that's what what insinuates his doom, right? Because he didn't ask God to do it. He said he will do it. And that is the thing where he cannot go into Jerusalem with the people now. God forsakes him because of his blasphemous. And then everybody else who was bitching and moaning through this whole process of getting them from A to Z, they actually get to go into Jerusalem, and he he doesn't get to go in, and he dies. And before he dies, God talks to him in the burning bush and explains to him where he fucked up. So, saying all that to say that, and what he's doing now, I could kind of see why he says what he said.
The new Moses.
Moses.
What's the over under on him being the second richest black man in America before we go any further with this these tweets? Because these are really good tweets, and I agree with that shit he said about the lawyers.
Moses.
Heavily.
Move on to the next tweet while I look up that is he the second richest man in black with black people.
See, honestly, the one I'm about to read, I agree with the most. Equity and blanket licenses are the majority of future.
Robert Smith, David Stewart, Oprah Winfrey, and then Michael Jordan are all above Kanye. Michael Jordan might be close. Michael Jordan's worth $1.9 billion. So he's not.
No, he said second richest black man. He didn't say black person.
Well, yeah, but I mean, you take Oprah out, he's still the fourth. Because Robert Smith worth $5 billion, David Stewart is worth $3.5 billion. So they're both above Kanye. Michael Jordan is possibly above Kanye. I think you said 1.8. Michael Jordan's at 1.9.
Kanye at 1.3.
Oh, 1.3, yeah. So Kanye is the fourth richest.
Where's Hov on that list?
Hov, they got Hov at 1 billion. They got Hov on this list at number 5. But Kanye's not on this list.
Fair point. Tweet number 5.
This was from February 17th. There's only 7 black billionaires in my bad, I get off on tangent.
Nah, that's an interesting ass tangent. We're gonna revisit that off pod.
614 billionaires in the United States, only 7 of them are black.
Interesting.
Yikes.
That's yeah.
Why?
Was up there. That's
well, I never heard the number out loud, and I'm uncomfortable. Say that again.
What? 614?
614.
615 actually.
600. I just want to really digest
615 billionaires. And 7 of them are black.
7 of them are black. How many are women? How many men?
That's an anomaly. Like if you were doing like statistics,
that's less than 1%, damn near.
I was about to say that's not even a 4% right there.
Oh my!
It might be because it's 7 and it's 6. So.
And what is it? Like only 2 black women, or is it only 1 black woman, which is Oprah, and then the rest are men?
Almost certainly. Hold on. Tyler Perry. In ascending order of net worth. Tyler Perry. Jay-Z. They both tied at
1.14%.
Yeah, that's what I said. I knew it was a little above 1 because it's more than 6.
14% of all billionaires in America are black.
Yeah, like 6 would be 1% of it, so that'd be a little bit. Oh yeah, so Kanye is above Kanye number 5 on just black people because it's like number 5 Kanye West, 1.3 billion. Yeah, then Michael Jordan, 1.6 billion. Then Oprah. Yeah, it's the same list. Then Oprah, then David Stewart, whoever the fuck he is. Well, let me not do that because he not a ball player or a rapper, so he's probably one of the more important people on this list. Built his fortune running an IT service provider that counts City, Verizon, and the federal government as clients. That's dope.
Yeah, that's dope. My stomach hurt though. Like hearing that out loud, I'm like, yo, because that means
Missouri.
Do you know how much people make more decisions than you?
Oh yeah. And then investor Robert F. Smith is the richest black man in the country.
Oh, my stomach.
He got his name from private equity, which means, man, a little bit of this, a little bit of that.
A little bit of everything.
Yeah,
tweet number 5.
More money where it need to be at. That's all you do.
Tweet number 5 to get back on the subject. Tweet number 5.
One second. I just want to just point something out. Participation is the difference here. Participating. So rappers, like right now, where Jay-Z and Kanye are trying to do is get into participation. They're trying to participate.
Imagine having $1 billion and having to beg people to include your ideas.
Mm-hmm. Oprah's participating. How? She has own.
Oprah made her own. Yeah, that's what.
The
Yeah.
channel.
Oh, that's fine. You see the bar? I'm the bar. Accidentally. Yeah, man. Accidentally, I'm nice.
Accidentally, I'm nice. I hate this nigga sometimes.
That is called participating in the actual market. That's her market share. That's participate. As for Kanye having his shoes, he's trying to participate, but he doesn't exactly own, right? Those are collabs, the Yeezys and stuff like that. Like,
yeah, exactly.
He doesn't own
an Adidas shoe that he designed.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
What he's fighting for is to participate, not collab.
That's why I said these last two probably the most important, because even Jordan just designed a shoe that Nike owned.
Mm-hmm. And Jordan still participates.
Yeah.
He doesn't own it. Just wanted to point that out. Moving on to the next tweet.
Once again, this is the tweet I agree with the most out of all the ones he has so far that I've read. Equity and blanket licenses are the majority of future new income. If you're with a major, you have invested your songs as shares in their power to get equity in deals. Almost all new deals now are based on all songs going to a store or app. The equity is the artist. No more blanket licenses. It should be clear from day one what shares you get now and when you leave. If your song helps a deal over the line, you invested in that store/app, same as they did. UMG, aka Universal Music Group, now has a 2.2 billion shareholding stake in Spotify. This is the artist. The system as to how we get our share balances on our royalty statement needs to be created, and a system on when artists can cash in, which goes straight into tweet 6. Advances are just loans. As far as artists re-signing these, please stop. Advances are loans with 75% interest rates or worse. No other business in the world takes a look at the business, buys shares, and starts to profit when it profits. Record companies have to buy into you, not loan you. See, this is kind of what I've been preaching to my personal circles, as far as like the people I know that rap and do other things. Everything he's talking about refers to and treats artists as though they are independent brands, separate from any label, entity, or company. I like this. Mm-hmm. I like this a lot because this is essentially saying, hey, you have nothing to do with what I create over here. You just funding it being put out to the masses. So because you're only funding the distribution, you should get the profit that comes with funding the distribution because you're not funding the creation. I came with these things created. I'm paying for these. Exactly. At this point, you gotta understand, he's playing the game for rich people to be rich. What I'm saying, I say that to say this. A lot of the stuff he just described in that series of tweets I just read, the J. Coles are going to be able to benefit. The Drakes are going to be able to benefit. The babies, the little TJs, the Fabio Forans are going to be able to benefit because, like Joe said, you can't play poker broke. And essentially, this is one big ass game of poker. Where we at with what he's saying, at least is how I interpret it. As the artist, as the person who created these songs, I'm a brand with equity before I get picked up by a label. I have a certain gross net worth that I pull in just from being me and putting music out to the people. So now I'm rich enough to fund my own album being created. The label just gave me $750,000 or whatever. I just made like $3 million off the album. I can afford to fund my next project out of pocket. The label don't really have to give you advances no more after a certain point. Advances come with contracts in the sense of like, oh, like how Kanye's fighting for his masters right now. He's fighting for his royalties from his first 6 albums. That's usually how contracts work. You're locked in for 1 or 2 with an option for like 3 more, and they will give you bread towards creating those projects. But once you make a certain amount of bread, we no longer need to give you bread. You no longer need to fund it because you made enough to fund yourself.
Well, no, because you might be in debt off your first album.
Yeah. So now, if you have no reason to end up in debt, all the label can
You almost certainly this is designed to end up in debt.
Mm-hmm.
This nigga like
that's
imagine.
That's what it sounds like he's trying to do. He's trying to create a playing field where artists get signed on an even playing field with the labels that signed them.
Hold on. Think about DMX at Def Jam. You dropped what 2 albums in a year, and they both went multiple platinum, and you still had to be released from your debt to be able to, like, how were you still in debt? How?
I mean,
and
them deals back then, they designed it to where you was gonna end up owning them anyway. Like that's how it was back then. Yeah, that's how they designed the contracts to make sure you gonna owe them, so they stay right there in your pocket, man.
Exactly.
Also, they coax you into feeling comfortable, especially if you're a rapper. Let's say you don't have as much education as somebody else, whatever it may be, and you never had nothing before in your life, and they tell you it's all right, pop as much champagne as you want, eat what you want. You know, at the end of the day, we got you. And so you're like, you know what? I'm gonna keep making music. I'm gonna make this shit back. It ain't shit. Not realizing really how much you're not keeping control of your books. You don't really understand how quick you're running.
And they're robbing you in the daytime with a flashlight
and making you feel good about it. You feeling good getting robbed.
It's definitely somebody that know how much you spending and how much tax they gonna put on that.
Mm-hmm. And then this shit comes with interest. So now you know interest can compound, right? Like they don't. It's very scary, and some people
you know there's interest accruing, and you getting all kind of penalties and shit for not paying this shit up.
Mm-hmm. That's when the repo men start coming in all of a sudden.
That's what happened to MCM. All that money he made, they start coming and taking all this shit.
You walk out the studio and a process server hand you a little something. Now your life different.
Mm-hmm.
He's trying to create a playing field where the artist is even with the label on day one. If you choose to go label, it's essentially trying to merge labels and independent art, indie circuits and major label circuits into one. That's what it sounds like.
What you would have to do, what he would have to do
when you go into the next tweet, it says here royalties.
You have to find a way to make that the norm going forward, or start introducing that into contracts that he controls.
Well, for you to start introducing that into contracts and make that the norm going forward, you also have to get your peers on board.
Hold on.
You're not the only voice with enough power in this industry to make this thing happen, even though you are Kanye. You need Drake behind you and J. Cole and Kendrick behind you. This has to be a unified effort to some extent
it's not gonna happen within they lifetime or their period of fame anyway. You just have to start planting. You got to start planting the seeds going forward, and you can only do that. You got to be the change you want to see. So you got to start offering these contracts, and then the people that you offer these contracts to, that'll be their first taste of a contract. So if they ever get into a position where they're now offering contracts, that'll be the norm for them. That'll be what they start with. That'll be the base they start with, and that'll start growing like that. Outside of that, you trying to make these people give back masters that they're eating off of. That's not gonna happen. But for the next masters that's gonna be created tomorrow and whatnot, moving forward, you create a system yourself where you start, because he owned good music, so you have a system in place where you can start doing that. You start being that change. Maybe 5 years on the masters, 10 years on the masters, maybe not lifetime ownership of somebody else's creative property to the point where they live in destitute and it is fucking billionaires.
I absolutely agree with you. Because it's not gonna happen to them. Like,
yeah, it's not gonna happen then. You trying to turn
a lot of artists are signing deals where, like, Ariana Grande just tried to sue some niggas like late last year because they used her picture, and she lost the suit because she don't even own her face.
You own your picture, stupid.
You don't even own your likeness. A nigga take a picture of you and you don't own you.
But you know what? I can't even say stupid because I mean they offered you millions of dollars. I probably sign this shit right now, even knowing that it's fucked up. Cause I'm fucked up. You feel me? So
and that's how they catch you niggas. That's how they catch us because we going into these situations.
I don't know what the future holds. So right now, my picture ain't worth shit. But you want to give me a little, you know what I mean?
You want to make it to where my picture can be worth shit.
Yeah, I'm like, I don't give a fuck. I get some bread right now because these bills is on my neck. You know what I mean? So
this is why I love what Kanye trying to do so much, because if that's the mindset you're going into these meetings with, and that's usually the mindset we're going into these meetings with.
But he can't
it's almost always the mindset
and designer
when that's
can't
the mindset you're going into these meetings with. When that's the mindset you're going into these meetings with, you gotta have somebody fighting to get contracts written into plain English.
That's what I'm saying. He giving out the contracts that he fighting against. Designer can't get out his contract. Well, I don't know if he out of it now, but
Designer got out of that.
Yeah, but it was a fight.
It was a fight. There shouldn't be a fight. I see what you're saying. There shouldn't have to be a fight for that. If I want to get out of my contract with a label that's not doing anything with me.
Exactly.
But he's now also telling me that they
you was fucking your lesser artists over. And I know it's not just him because, again, even good music is half owned by industry. So they all got the deal with the industry, joint venture, whatever they call it. So none of his shit is standalone. So that's probably not something. It's gonna be a hard fight for him because he don't have no proof of concept like that's by himself.
Mm-hmm.
Everything is with a major label. You know
I agree. That's it. We ain't gonna see it, like you said. And the further you go back, the harder it's gonna be. So
exactly.
I'm trying to go back to the '90s and trying to get masters from back then.
You wild.
It's gonna be damn near
most artists own most projects from the '90s. The masters is owned already because statute limitations on those is up by now. Yeah, it's only ever 7 to 10 year deals are ending in the '90s.
You're using anecdotal evidence. There is no stat. It depends on the contract. A lot of those contracts was like lifetime, not lifetime, but it's long term. It's where your kids won't be able to eat off your shit. Like Easy E Kids, she just came out and was like, "Yo, I can't even use his music." Man, those, it's not so much a statute of limitations. That's a legal term. Well, I mean, it's still law, but that's like a criminal legal term. You feel me? There's no statute of limitations. It's whatever your contract said. You know what I mean? And some people have these people. There are some lifetime master deals. And then there's like fucking long to 99 years and shit like that. You feel me? So there's like wild deals that niggas have signed. So
the implications of what they just did, because at this moment they're hungry now. I'm hungry now.
Yeah, you need it today. You don't. It's not gonna matter in a month. A month ain't promised. Today is. I'm alive in it, so I need it. I need it when I need it.
And I'll figure it out later. Like.
Yeah, exactly. All right. I mean, I'll fight it later, like everything else. I mean, you figure it out, but then you don't really understand what you're giving away. It's hard to figure it out. Like, it's different figuring it out in the streets than figuring it out when you done signed your name or something.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's authorized and whatnot. Yeah, you can only run down on so much. Like,
the more I read these tweets as we sit here and break them down and interpret them, the more it's starting to feel like to me he's trying to turn labels from conglomerate powerhouses, umbrella company powerhouses at that, big ass multi-brand conglomerates. He's trying to treat them and turn them into licensing production companies, basically. That's what it sounds like you're trying to do. Less of the licensing, production, distribution companies, as opposed to it being about, oh, we own you. No, you own you, and we popularize you, because that's really what the label does. That's what the label system is about. It popularizes.
The label took to whatever the big music platform of the time is. Back in the day, it would have been like MTV, BET. Now it's Spotify, Apple Music, shit like that. They have these relationships. That's why, like Joe Budden, there's like the CEOs and shit of these companies move around from each different countries. It's a culture. You feel me? And they're in that culture. We're not in that culture. So they're not in our culture. You mean? We're not in their culture. So they let us borrow a little bit. I mean, we let you in this door, let us in that door. The only thing is, the door they asking us for is a lot of property and shit behind it. They got a lot of money. So they can fuck you out of your door. They give you ain't got $20. They give you $20 to open that door. It's gonna take a lot for them to let you in that door. Yeah, man, we'll go ahead and talk for you. But they give you $20, you gotta let them in. You feel me? It's different.
It's even a little bit more sick because it's not even just they have more money than you, they have more information than you.
Yeah.
And he who controls the information controls the game, controls the world, really.
And they know that you don't have the information. There's other people who are coming from different, like from rock and roll, wherever. And at the end of the day, they probably still have more information than us because they were allowed to participate. You know, some certain
even like information, like money still trumps that. Cause right, like I just said right now, I have the information. I know you finna fuck me if I sign this, but I need that. You see what I'm saying? So even with the information, like I need that. Yeah, all right, man, fuck it.
Yeah, like the money and information are hand in hand, right? But like, okay, so like lawyers are supposed to be information, right? The only problem is you don't have the money to get a good lawyer to give you the information.
Exactly. So you show your mom.
It's hand.
You know how many rappers take their contract? My bad, Teresa. I don't cut you off, but a lot of rappers take their contract to their mom or some shit. Your mom don't know. She work at fucking C-Town.
She work at C-Town. Oh, but oh no.
And she's still negotiating how long her break's supposed to be. You bring her a multi-million-dollar contract. She gonna tell you sign it because she need drapes. It ain't her fault. It ain't her fault. The water heater broken. Sign that shit. You taking your shit to people that need the money that's on the line. It's a conflict of interest that you're not even thinking of.
Or she worked two mornings and nights.
Exactly. She tired when she looking at it. You talking money, they give us 50. She didn't give a fuck.
Yeah.
She'll let you sign her way.
And that's what makes me hurt when people be like, "Oh, well, they should have known." When they get people at Megan Thee Stallion.
Comments on contract situations is nasty. Right?
It's disgusting.
It's very pretentious. It's niggas that never been in any situation that can equate and probably folded in situations that were less than that. And man, you let your manager talk to you real crazy for $10 an hour, but you asking these niggas why they didn't take a fucking $1 million contract to a lawyer when they had $7 in their pocket. Shut the fuck up. Your manager call you right now saying you gonna run into work for $10, but you worry about why they signed a lot of shit away for $1 million. Shut up. Ain't nobody trying to hear that shit.
That's a fact. That goes with what I'm trying to say too. In order for that to work, you need a powerhouse team of lawyers. Like you need that.
Yeah. You can't fight that. You fight without.
But that's my thing. And then when you get, my bad. Go ahead.
Nah, and I'm saying like they got to go hard. Like they got to make it their priority to do the objective that's at hand, and that's to go hard to get these masters back and all that. So it can happen, but it just the right people got to be in position to do it.
But look where you got to come from for that to happen. You got to come from behind. You got to come to get your masters back because you're never going to have the money for this high-priced team of lawyers when the masters count. Exactly. When the masters is up in the air. Now you got to go to some people who, by every right, have rights to your masters. You gave it to them.
And Taylor Swift, she just recorded her whole thing over again.
Because Scooter Braun owned her whole catalog and wouldn't release the masters to her.
But guess who was able to make that decision? Guess who had enough people behind, like, to be able to make that decision? Like, you know what? You don't want to give me my shit? Fuck that shit. I'm going to record all my stuff. If it was so easy, everybody else would do it. Only she's been able to do it.
And it's not the same. Like, you're not in the same energy.
It doesn't stop them from getting the bag there.
It's karaoke at this point. You're not in the same place in life. Like, those songs sounded like where you were in life. Those sound like what you were going through. I mean, it's karaoke. So it's not the same, man. You losing. And I mean, people, like, if you type in a Taylor Swift song on YouTube and the one come up with 168 million views, and then your new shit come up with 128,000 views, more people gonna gravitate to the one with the more views. Gonna be at the top and whatnot. Like, you coming from behind and it's not the same energy.
I'm because I'm like, she wouldn't spend all that money for no reason. I wonder if it's more to get like her global. You know what I mean? Like maybe it's more about making sure she secures the bag around the world because she's global. So
I think it's the mental thing, because I mean, Taylor Swift can't possibly be hurting for money. Masters or not, she's going to die wealthy. You feel me? So
you think it was just to send a message, just to make a point?
Yeah, I think she just doesn't like Scooter. And I mean, at some point, you make so much money where that's not even like, you want your shit back. Like Jay-Z wanted his shit back. And he was at a point where he wouldn't die, where he wasn't going to die not wealthy anymore. So I think at some point you start reflecting on what you did. You made the money on that, and you sit down and you're like, damn, these niggas got me. You feel me? They're making a lot off of me, and that's me over there. And you probably just feel better to own your shit, I would imagine.
Well, I guess for the sake of time, let's definitely move down to the rest of the docket.
Next topic, we got Hollow the Dawn versus URL. I got a little bit of a rant that's unrelated but related. I'm gonna save that because if I get into that rant, we fuck around be here till 1:30. So I'm gonna save that until later in this episode. But Hollow versus URL. I'm not even fully like up to speed on everything because I'm not gonna sit and act like I went to his IG when he was going crazy with the tweets that he clearly just deleted because I just went to see if they were still up.
Double back. He backtracked.
I know. I saw the backtrack. I saw him walking back with the
was nasty, and I'm gonna tell you why it was nasty.
You shouldn't jump out the window with contract talk if you don't know what the fuck you talk about.
Here's my thing though. If these people paid you, first off, how he worded it was nasty. But if these people had paid you 26 to block the battle, you took the 26. So you're not as moral as you would make it seem.
You're complicit.
Yeah, you took this. You can't break into a house with somebody and call them a dirty robber. You're a thief, nigga. You too. You took the money. So you wasn't so moral then when you was like, all right, we'll fuck ARP and them over for 26. So your morals is worth 26 apparently. And now you can't be mad like this is why I don't understand people be mad at a company for building like Smack built his company. You at that same time I won't say you were in the place, but you had the same potential to build that. He built a battle company. If it wasn't Hollow, it would have been a battler. There's a lot of battlers. You know what I mean? And I'm not to take away from his skill, but it's not like if Hollow didn't exist, battle rap would have still been battle rap. And he built a battle rap platform. So you can't be mad at this man for not giving you every little bit of what he built because he contracted you his talent. If he didn't contract you his talent, he would still have Smack URL. You feel me? And you'll probably still be Hollow the Don in some fashion. There's other battle companies. But you can't get mad at niggas for like LeBron can't ask the NBA to give him ownership because he was nice. Like, what are you talking about? You didn't make Smack. That's that man's property. How are you mad at him for money that he put hard? So like you wasn't there with the fucking DVDs and shit. You know what I mean? He put a lot into this, and then finally it comes to fruition with Caffeine. They gave him a little bread. Niggas is millionaires now, clearly. And you mad at them? Because they ain't break you off? Nigga, did you hold the camera in front of fucking Jeezy? Like, what are you talking about? You got paid for your services, payment that you accepted. You signed a contract for your services. You like, this is what my services is worth. No, I'm not. You all of this. It's not like they tricked you into thinking that you was gonna get paid for your views or that you knew what it was. You signed that contract every time. To come back 10 years later and be mad at them for a business model that you lived with, that you ate off. You're famous because of this business model. Whether you got all the chips you could because of it, you got more chips than you would have any other way. You got LOM clothing on $1 million platform every time you battle. And you get 50. You get 50, and then niggas you outfit niggas that's going on this platform. You're utilizing this platform. You sponsoring niggas. You got niggas. You utilizing the views on this platform on battles that you not in. You putting the LOM, the nice shit on niggas and shit. You getting your sales off. How are you now? That's nasty. That's nasty, son. That's fire.
Yeah, I agree with you. It's like they built that from the ground up. It's like everybody watch. everybody watch everybody
Pockets and it's
like,
nasty.
They did the ground from the.
He did make a post on his IG
so
talking
now
about
that
the
everybody see
pocket
they
watching comment.
Yeah, because
that's what you're doing.
Yeah, because
everybody saw this 100 million and they dick got hard. It's like, yo,
I'm entitled to some more bread.
Nigga, you a contracted employee.
Yeah, I'm entitled to some more bread. They just got 113 million. I think I need another 50 more thousand or something. Nah, you don't get that. Yeah, you don't get that.
No. Fuck is you talking? You've already set the standard that your services is worth 50. You can't now be worth 100,000 because you know you like that's changing the price, like changing the price of the sack because you went to the suburbs. Now it's 50 a gram because you know how they move. No, nigga, you don't know my pockets and change the price.
What he says
and like
here,
you said, like I mean, the price is the price. If that's your price, then no, I don't have to work with you. What are you talking about? That shit is weird, man.
What it says here, it says once again, this is not pocket watch. I'm not gonna read the whole fucking caption. Once again, this is not pocket watching. This is knowing the business and where the market stands. You can't pocket watch a company because they have accounts.
Stupid ass words, knowing the business and where the market stands. What the fuck are you talking about?
You can't pocket watch a company because they have accounts. The term pocket watching was meant for a person with pants and pockets. Know the market. If your company gets bought out by Amazon and moves to a high-rise building downtown, you're not going to demand more pay, or is that pocket watching?
Listen,
yes, let me watching, dog. Yes.
Yeah, it is pocket watching. Because let me ask you this question: if nobody knew about the 113 million, would he have made that post?
You would still be asking.
I don't think he would have made. I don't think he would have made any of them posts if the post about Norb suing the URL ain't go viral. So
that's it.
I think his cause is fickle. While I support his words, some of them, not all of them, some of them, I'm going to touch on that in the rant. Some of them, not all of them, I'll touch on that in the rant later. I think it's fickle because, like I said, if Norbs don't pop up talking about I'm suing URL, Hollow don't talk. Because he wasn't going to say that.
But that was nasty for suing URL too.
Without that, he wasn't gonna make no kind of post without Norbs suing, because he making a kind of post without Norbs doing that look like he trying to do that. He not in no position to do that.
It's nasty, man.
He don't got the kind of pockets to play that kind of game. Moving on though, Nicki Minaj won her lawsuit with Tracy Chapman.
Yo, you got the worst segues ever.
It's supposed to be a terrible segue, but I figured we already here talking about contracts and shit.
Next.
Nigga said next. Yeah, nah, listen. I'm in a million places at once right now. I'm not gonna hold you. Nicki Minaj one step closer to freedom from her legal dispute with singer-songwriter Tracy Chapman. Okay, so long story short with this, Funk Flex played a song that Nicki has not released yet that samples something from Tracy Chapman, and Tracy tried to sue Nicki on the grounds that she does not have fair use license because it wasn't a cleared sample, so you don't have the right to use that sample. And because Nicki never released the song commercially, a judge ruled against the lawsuit, saying that artists experiment with things all the time, so that is a null and void statement and point, because you often will experiment with samples and things like that in the music before you start trying to get things cleared, because you don't even know if people are going to like this. So now the suit has moved from that to now where Tracy is saying, or at least Tracy's legal team is saying, because the song was played on the radio, Nicki is still scrutinized to some extent, because now they have to determine if she leaked the song on purpose.
But regardless, you got to prove. She would have to prove that she made money financially from that, and she didn't, because the money wasn't. She don't get paid from it playing on the radio, and the money.
Yeah, you get paid very little from radio spins.
Huh?
You get paid very little from radio spins.
Yeah, but in that turn, it wasn't a radio spin, so that she gave the Flex to play it. She wouldn't even got paid for that because it's not out. It's not on BMI, whatever the fuck that shit is.
He wasn't supposed to play it.
Yeah, but whatever. Yeah, it's not a song. It's like if you play some mixtape shit, you're not gonna get paid.
And that's the first thing I was thinking when I read that.
It's not a song, so there's no way for her to get paid for that. So
not even just the fact that they would have to prove that Nicki released the song,
They had no way of
got paid for it. They would
Yeah.
have to prove that she actually put the they have to prove she did that. Not even just the fact that she got to prove that she made bread. She got to prove that
she made bread on
did
purpose.
it deliberately.
Cause I mean, you can make bread, like you can do a concert and play that song. I mean, and they can't really come after you. But well, I mean, they might be able to, but I think they've lost that one too for playing. Yeah, because niggas play their mixtape shit at concerts and shit. Because people pay to come see you, and then whatever you do, I mean, you could do a cover if you want. You feel me? So they can't really come after that. You gotta like be getting paid for the recording of this person's material. That's why you can use sample shit on like your mixtape and shit. And you might get paid off your mixtape because you might get booked because of your mixtape, but you not getting paid like I don't know the jargon for it.
Yeah, through the royalty.
Royalties. There you go. Yeah. So she didn't have Tracy Chapman. Then I don't know if that's a boy or a girl. I'm gonna be honest with you.
That's a woman.
Is it? Yeah, she didn't have
a valid argument.
She didn't have a valid lawsuit. She just probably wanted to get her name.
Grasping at straws because Nicki rich and you trying to get a bag real quick type shit. Yeah. That's the kind of case that sound like you wanted to settle because you know you can't prove this, but you know that they.
She was sending a message. She was letting rappers know that. She was letting rappers know, don't use my shit.
Yeah, because I'm coming for 700% on some whole shit.
Nah, my shit is not for your nigga music.
Oh, and let's just take some comments from the comment box. So, boom, boom, boom. Brazzy says, if Amazon makes, I need a raise. He also says, the price of a commodity is fluctuating and nobody has a set price in battle rap. How you pocket watching?
Hold on, can I answer that?
How are you pocket watching if my content is what's supporting your pockets?
But
in other words, if you getting rich and what's getting you rich is my rap, how am I pocket watching when I'm the reason you rich to begin with? I see what
still pocket watching. Like whether you are validated in the pocket watching, you're still pocket watching. If you're like, yo, you made this much off of me, this much is they pockets. What the fuck is you talking about? How is it pocket watching? Because you included their pockets. You seen what they made and you wanted some. That's pocket watching. I don't care how validated you feel, but it's pocket watching. You can't say some shit. Yo, the only reason I'm pocket watching is this. So how is it pocket? You still pocket watching? I don't care why you pocket watching. You still pocket watching. Get out that man pockets.
The only thing I gotta say in relation to what Brazzy said is niggas have set prices in battle rap because when you start listening to these niggas, first of all, before I go any further, niggas like DNA break non-disclosure agreements all the time on blogs. So technically, these motherfuckers are liable to get sued when they start doing these hip hop talking about contract. But when you out here getting 3 battle deals and 4 battle deals, yo, we'll give you, like DNA said himself on a fucking interview, he got $60K last year for 3 battles, $20K a battle. That sounds like a set price to me.
Well, yeah, if you sign a like, see, that's what y'all take wording and change. Like, if you sign a deal, then yeah, your price is gonna be whatever that deal is for. It's not a set price. Like in the sense of when you come to somebody for a battle, you can change your price every time they come to you, unless you sign the paper that says this is what they're gonna pay you for that battle. But if a three battle deal does not mean that DNA's price is set at 20,000. It means that for those 3 battles, they gave him 20,000. That 4th battle, he can make it 75,000 if you want to. Because his price is not set. There's no set price because they're contracted employees or whatever, personnel or whatever. So there ain't no set price in battle rap, but you still pocket watch. You like, yo, I should get this much because you made this much from caffeine. Whether you feel validated in that or not, you are still watching that man's pockets and basing what you get off of that, which is nasty. You should feel so confident in your skills that you act for what you feel you're worth, not what you feel they can pay.
Doesn't the smartest people pocket watch? Like, and I'm talking about just the word.
That's what America is pocket watching.
Because like that's how you.
We live in a capitalist society. You kind of got to pocket watch.
Stocks and bonds.
Pocket watch.
Like, hold on, stocks and bonds and stuff like that. Like, you have to pocket watch to okay, there are people who are dick eaters, and you're not worth that, but you just want it because he's getting it. Okay, got that.
Yeah, that's nasty.
But there's others where it's like, nah, man, like I know we were at the same pace, bro. Like literally behind the scenes stuff is ugly, right? Sometimes you're not getting the same amount just because they straight up just lied to you. Just lied to you, said they didn't have it, and you took them at their word. You trusted it.
And that's what you got paid for that.
Yeah, I mean, how many of these battlers that got paid for their battles took some of that money and put it back to Smack? Like, yo, here, use this for something. Use this for the cameraman or something. I guarantee you, none of them did that.
They're not investing into the. They're not putting it back into the brand like that. You know, they're not.
Yeah, exactly. So if you're not doing that, then you're not entitled to nothing that they make going further along. Like, you're not entitled to nothing. Put some of that bread back and then have an argument saying, oh, yo, I helped do this, or I put money towards this, so I'm entitled to this. You didn't do that, then you ain't entitled to nothing.
I don't think it's even about being entitled. I'm more about I am not upset with people being upset if they know what they know, right? Like, let's say you know what you did for the culture and you looking at the prices that they told you versus the prices that you're seeing. You can't go for them for back pay, but you can move differently from then on out.
Yeah, but you also can't be nasty in those contracts, old contracts that you signed. Like
because that's gonna make people not want to
work with you. Why you ain't just go forward and talk to them like, yo? And if they said, nah, take this shit, take it to KOTD or somebody, post your own battles.
I don't think it's nasty at all, because that's the same thing they tell you in the workplace. Oh, you shouldn't talk to each other about how much you're getting paid. But that's how the business manipulates you.
But yeah, that's how. Yeah. But they're not talking amongst themselves. He's telling all of us for a nasty reason. He's not entitled to any of the money that they got. He's not entitled to equity in URL, because first off, you haven't only battled. It's not even like you were loyal to URL. You went to whoever had the bag.
Yeah, you would. Yeah.
Why you
lose leverage in this conversation with that?
I agree with that. Let's take some more comment section. So Edwards, he goes, that one artist isn't the only things supporting the brand. So you're not entitled to anything just because you made some bread.
But how I think, and this is me playing devil's advocate here, because my rant is going to be more kind of devil's advocate too.
Not a rant if you're playing it.
Fair enough. But fair enough. Whatever. Anyway, fuck off. Every artist he speaks for in that regard, I would imagine. It's not, yes, that one artist is not the only thing supporting that brand, but that brand is being supported by a million artists. So each artist should have some right to some type of compensation in the bag deal.
They did. They got paid. That was compensation. Yo, a plumber can't come to your house and work on the toilet and tell you he owns some of this house. You paid him for his services.
That's real as hell.
That is
true. You can't do that. What are these niggas talking about? You got paid for your service. Thank you.
That's a really good analogy.
Yeah, just put up your prices. If you realize the guy next door is getting paid, put up your prices.
Exactly. Like if the next plumbing company is getting a bag, then you like, oh, they'll pay this. All right, up your services, up the price.
You got off on the last one. Never again.
Exactly. That's it. You can't like go public. Yo, this guy won't give me his house. What are you talking about?
Okay, and another comment from Fury. So, Murder Mook, oh Jesus Christ, I'm so sorry. Murder Mook and Cassidy asked for ridiculous numbers for years and didn't battle until they got it. Some MCs price. I agree.
They didn't battle until they got it, and the culture thrived for years without them.
The culture was A-okay without Mook spitting bullshit for 30 minutes.
Yeah. Lasted a good amount of time.
Straight. Niggas did not miss Cassidy. We don't need Cassidy, much less miss him.
And that was a great analogy, bro.
Very good analogy.
I'm the analogy god. I appreciate you.
You can't guy.
Yo, this nigga swear you David Ruffin.
Yeah, I mean, it's all right, Otis. It's all right, Otis. Yeah, man, we need you too.
I ain't Otis, motherfucker.
Listen,
I'm gonna read
Otis,
this shit. I built
got to
this shit,
do the
bitch.
paperwork. Yeah, I mean, we need you in those meetings. I'm out here creating. Yeah, man. I'm out here creating. Yeah, man. Somebody got to go to the meetings. It won't be me.
Yeah, you don't own a suit.
Yeah, exactly.
I got my suit game is impeccable. Word.
I'm gonna come to the meetings.
Shout outs before we go any further. Random tangent. Before we go any further, shout out to Joe Budden on starting the Joe Budden Network.
I just peeped that when we started.
Already got his first podcast signed. I think it's called "This Is Us" or some shit like that, and it's all females.
It's all his own.
Yeah, as of his termination with the Spotify deal.
He
you go on YouTube right now, the Joe Budden 2 episode, it says Joe Budden Network in the bottom right corner, and he already got his first podcast booked onto this network. It's called See the Thing Is, hosted by Bridget Kelly, Mandy B, and Olivia Dope. Shout outs to Joe on that move.
Teresa, let launch know. Joe, my favorite rapper. One DM, yo, new music too was crazy. Yeah, you gotta go back to the early shit, like yo,
I bet.
Let launch know, we in play.
We in play.
Yeah,
we in play. This nigga stupid. Nigga stupid.
Oh god.
Oh, Lupe Fiasco has a list of 8 rappers he says are better than him. It says anyone not on that list is food.
Mm-hmm.
I don't like his list.
I got e-learning. I gotta go click this link real quick, but I'm gonna come back and call Lupe retarded.
Yeah,
I don't like this list.
I don't need it.
I'm not comfortable.
I don't like it.
Let me find it because I know I got it. I
only remember Jay-Z being on that list. That's all I remember.
Jay-Z was the last person on that list. And that is the first thing I have a problem with. If I'm going to be completely honest. Jay-Z being last on that list is the first thing I have a problem with. Because the thing about a list like that is you're going to approach it. You're not going to go at number 1 on the list. You're going to work your way up from the bottom. So you're going to start with number 8. So the first person you think you could get out the way is Hove. And Lupe, I love you. I'm a fan. I'm the first. Allow me to be the first person to tell you, you are bugging the absolute fuck out. If you think you're taking Jay-Z. And granted, you said those are the people that are better than you. Like, those are people that scare you. Hove, if you ever plan to take that list on in the real world, Hove is not the person that should be last on that list.
That's a fact.
He should not be number 8 on that list. No.
Yeah, that's the only name I remember. No. I don't remember the other names.
Well, let's not stay too long.
I'm actually trying to find.
We still got a whole other half of the docket left. An hour.
8 rappers better than him. Yeah, he already says he's a better lyricist than Kendrick Lamar. Insane. Yeah. That's insane. Here we go. Wow, found it. Move. It says, I am not better than any of these people on this list. If you are not on this list, I will lyrically walk through the walls in your house while using your own style to do it. And yes, my nigga, that includes you. #period. In reverse order, Jay-Z number 8, Eminem number 7, Royce the 5'9", King Los, Homeboy Sandman, Black Thought, Mickey Fax, and A$AP Rock at number 1 on this list. Lupe, once again, I'm going to let you know right now, you are bugging the supreme fuck out. Supreme. Niggas is crazy. First of all, like I said, if you ever wanted to take this list on, like treat this list as though it's something, like you wanted to challenge yourself, you're not going to challenge A$AP Rock first. You're going to start at number 8. You're not making it past Hove. I'm a big fan of you, Lupe. You put words together well. The problem with you putting words together the way you put words together is you are also a man who made Dumb It Down.
You ain't never heard the shit where Lupe was like, the car ran into a bus. The bus was a plane. That bullshit, you ain't never heard that shit? I don't know.
I vaguely remember that shit, and only reason I vaguely remember
it came up in my memories today. That's fucking funny. I don't know if I could play it, but it was pure
the reason I only vaguely remember that shit is because, and this is what I'm saying, I'm speaking to what I'm saying with Lupe is this: you may dumb it down. You rap with a lot of words that it's really easy to not listen to.
Mm-hmm.
You're rapping, and you are rapping using words that it is really easy for me to act like my ear turns off at a certain point. If you using a whole lot of SAT words. As Mac Mel would say, you're using a lot of the good words. You rapping like Ace Amin conversationally. I don't have the attention span to listen to you talk about
that's why I don't like listening to Nas.
Iambic pentameter on beat. I don't got time to listen to iambic pentameter on
exactly. I don't need to hear all the words on beat.
No. You are a great lyricist. Once again, I'm a fan of Lupe. I know what you do.
You a great knower of words. Well, I call him a great lyricist. Eminem is a great knower of words.
Yeah, y'all are fire wordsmiths. If y'all could probably
no, Eminem's not a wordsmith. He just know words.
You could. I firmly believe if these niggas worked at the dictionary, worked for Merriam-Webster, they could invent some words, bro. I firmly believe that. Eminem and Lupe.
No, Eminem.
They work for Merriam-Webster.
Lupe, yeah. Eminem, no.
Lupe has great content. Like actually,
he has amazing content. But past his content, like just lyric, like just on paper, he says some cold shit. The problem with the way he raps, though, is he rap, and I hate what I'm about to say. I so hate what I'm about to say, but it's the exact reason you're not gonna get Hove out of here if you were to challenge this list. You rap too damn smart. I so hate what I just said with a passion. Y'all don't even know. He rap too damn smart. It is a problem. You're not the people that Hove is gonna touch with his verse and the people you gonna touch with your verse. The people that you touch with your verse are gonna be touched by Hove, but no one that is touched by Hove and not you is gonna listen to what you're saying and be like, "Oh, that was hard."
Yeah,
niggas' ears is gonna turn off. That's what I'm saying. You rap with the rap he rap make ears turn off. I don't. And I'm saying this as a fan. My ears have turned off before. I had to listen. My favorite album from Lupe is The Cool. There's songs on The Cool I had to listen to 7 times because the first 6 times it didn't keep my attention because you was using a lot of the good words, a whole lot of the SAT words, a whole lot of sesquipedalian and all this other shit. Like you using the whole like come on, bro. Nah.
You say a word like that, I'm gonna turn you the fuck off.
So, he's saying shit like that in this. I'm sorry, a whole lot of those
can't listen to
5-syllable words, bro.
Sorry.
All right.
Sorry, I can't listen to a whole album.
Super straight.
Let's take some commentary.
What am I do with a whole mixtape of Lupe, and then what shit get in the car? You finna throw on Lupe?
Hell no. I'm sorry.
Let's take commentary real quick and then move on to the next subject. So, let's say from Fury, he says, "I'm not on that list, and I will smoke kick his what? And I will smoke his kick pushing take 2 weeks to write a verse ass." ASAP.
You ain't even smoked that comment.
He said, with all due respect, Lupe will leave you, bro.
Yeah, son, that comment was trash. I know you getting Lupe, bro.
And he said
that nigga's different.
Of a completely different 10 that's better than him. So there's that.
I could probably
music is subjective. I can make a list of 20 that's better than Lupe. Some of the people that I think are better than Lupe thinks he's better than. Music is subjective. So everybody can make a list of niggas that's better than Lupe.
They didn't have Joe Budden on that list, so his list already trash. Joe will wash him up.
Joe's the reason I'm able to say Lupe gets smoked because Joe broke it down best. There's aliens and then there's killers. Lupe, you are one of the best aliens on the planet. Half your list is killers. Aliens can't do nothing but killers.
Yeah, it's different. Yeah, it's a different energy. Like you like a
Pusha T
nerd
is a
that's
killer.
real good with
Lupe
words,
Fiasco
like
can't do
that
nothing with Pusha
ASAP.
T.
Who's that backpack rapper? Aesop?
Aesop Rock, whoever he is. I
Yeah,
never
a lot of them
listen,
backpacks,
I'm
they nice
mad.
with words,
I'm
but they
mad. I don't know these
beat
niggas
up.
with a lot of this list.
I can't listen to a beat upable nigga rap. And I know Lupe know like karate and shit, but like without that, like,
nigga.
Can y'all heart feel your hands? If it can't, then I don't really listen to you.
It's a beat upable
like
nigga.
just
That's
they
a
heart.
man.
You know what I mean?
Call that man easily assaultable. That's funny.
Yeah. I mean, he not because like he got samurai swords and shit. But like without all that, so you easily assaultable. Like this nigga's like without anything else, like you still not gonna get off. But like, you can move Lupe.
Yeah,
and so I put him in the thing with what's the nigga I think he was a Team Hami maybe, but he like the weirdo nigga.
The weirdo nigga in Team Hami.
He light skinned, man. He just son. Iron Mike. Fuck, son. Immortal Technique. That nigga. Oh, yeah, you nice. I'm not listening. What am I drop? Bumping an Immortal Technique album? Nah, I'm good, son. You gonna talk about quadratic equations and shit. I'm straight. Like it's smart and then the street smart. I'm gonna listen to a street smart nigga, so I listen to a smart nigga rap all day. Like a smart street nigga, I'm listening to him before I listen to just a smart nigga.
Speaking of smart street niggas, T.I. was out here selling fake cryptocurrency.
Oh yeah?
Hey man, be like that, man. Sometimes you get your shit on.
He just paid a fine. Hold on, I'm pulling the source up right now. He just paid a fine to the SEC for $75,000 for having fake cryptocurrency, and I don't think he knew it was fake when he was selling it. Which, I'm sorry, T.I., you can't beat 50 in no verses if you don't know you selling fake cryptocurrency.
The person who sold it to him, he must be like, "Oh, this is a deal."
Rapper and actor T.I. has settled civil
Don't
charges
do
with
that.
the US
Don't
Securities
do that. Fake crypto. You don't know nothing about it. That's a trap nigga. You seen a deal, he seen a deal, he can flip and he flipped it. That's why he could.
He's a trap nigga he's a meme for using the word expeditiously and wearing his hat on his ear. He's that same type.
He also like
a whole legal dictionary.
He also young Tip. He also young Tip from Bankhead or whatever. So now he did. Yeah, but yeah, don't get it twisted.
And it's not twisted. I got a
grow. That's what I'm saying. Let niggas grow, but don't forget what the soil was.
It came from.
That's what I'm saying.
The amount of growth you've done should lead you to at least do research. Rapper and actor T.I. has settled civil charges with the U.S. Security and Exchange Commission that helped promote fraudulent currency.
Jumped on it.
Settled with the SEC, paying a $75,000 fine, agreeing not to sell or market similar securities. He used his social media accounts to promote Flick, falsely claiming to be a co-owner, and asked an unnamed actor and comedian to also promote Flick, providing language calling it T.I.'s new venture, quote unquote. The SEC says both of those moves broke federal laws against selling securities without registering with the SEC. Part of a larger law enforcement action against others, including film producer Ryan Felton, who faces wire fraud and other charges in a 28-count indictment unsealed Wednesday. So, Felton and William Sparks, T.I.'s social media manager, sought to trade on his name to sell and promote the cryptocurrencies. So this sounds like T.I. got roped up in some shit. Like it was his social media manager who was using his page to get people to pay for this bullshit crypto. To then
that's it, little bag.
Make bank off the T.I. name, and then T.I. got to pay for it because he's the name that this nigga's doing the shit behind. And
he probably would have testified against him or some shit.
Felton took in more than $3 million from investors in two cryptocurrencies, Flick and CoinSpark, in 2017 and 2018. And instead of using the money raised from investors to build these platforms, he used the monies to buy a Ferrari, $1 million home, diamond jewelry, and other luxury items for himself. So your social media manager was working with a nigga that finessed a bunch of rich niggas into making him a rich nigga. And then...
It's a Ponzi scheme.
Super Ponzi. This shit sound like Amway. This shit sound like Wake Up Now. This shit sound like fucking MCA. That's exactly what this shit sound like. Ponzi schemes, all these pyramid scheme shit that was out here that was getting holes perforated in them over the past, like, I want to say 7-8 years. This sound like all of those shits.
You know what's wild? You can do a Ponzi scheme by accident, but if you plan it, you go to jail for life. Like all stocks and shit is a Ponzi scheme. Like, yo, we might make this money, but if you like do this shit on purpose, like that's wild. Son, finances is wild. So I'm stay out here.
Who was the head of this operation? T.I. was the brains behind this, or
T.I. was not the brains of the operation.
T.I.
was a face behind the operation, not the brain. He was a face. He was the face the operation was using. That's what it interprets like here.
That's what makes sense. Okay, cool. And who was actually doing it?
He got in trouble because he used his social media accounts to promote Flick, capital F, capital L, lowercase I, capital K, Flick. And it says his social media manager also sought to trade on his name to sell and promote the crypto. So that's like, okay, boom. Dutch is Blake's social media manager, and Dutch links up with Lucian Grange or some other rich nigga, and the rich nigga owns cryptocurrency. Dutch is managing Blake's social media. Blake got like 3.5 million followers on Instagram because Blake is a fucking famous rapper or whatever. And Dutch and this rich nigga plan to use Blake's name to make people pay for this cryptocurrency that doesn't exist because the rich nigga who was supposed to be building this platform to create this cryptocurrency instead went and bought a bunch of rapper shit, bought Lamborghinis and diamond jewelry and houses and all that. Yeah, it sounded like you was a pawn.
Yeah, definitely he's a pawn. That's not
niggas made a pawn out of T.I. And you got a podcast called Judiciously, and that's just how fast they did that shit.
And the goal was supposed to be that they was gonna get all these people to sell into this currency and then actually distribute their money right back at them, but in pieces.
Don't even sound like they were gonna distribute money back if the money that they were being given, which was supposed to go into this crypto to build its foundation and create it to begin with,
they were created.
That's the thing. Dude took himself to Tulum for a month and bought a Lambo.
Sickening. Yeah, and now T.I. gotta pay for it. So who else is T.I. the only one paying for all of this? Or
T.I. is the only one paying for all this because it was his social media used to promote the bullshit.
That's a fall guy. They used to fall guy.
If they have all that information, his social
media manager should be going down because it sounds like collusion.
Fall guy.
I thought he paid the fines because he would have had to testify against it, but if they already have all that information.
Paid the fine to, like I said earlier, bro, you know, some of these cases is made to settle. You know that you don't got the lawyers to do what you're trying to do, but you know that the people you suing don't got the time to take it to trial. So you don't want to go.
Well, you might find a nasty, well, not nasty, but you find a lawyer that'll work off the potential pay. Y'all can do some damage together, son. You find one of them that pay me on the back end lawyers.
Potential pay.
We'll run through corporations.
When you T.I. rich and you going against the government, ain't no lawyer working off potential pay. That's trial fees out the gate. You got to pay that retainer. You got to pay that. It's $1,800 for the case, and then another $1,200 for every appearance after that. You got to pay them kind of numbers, and if you don't got the bread to fund that 30 times, trials not quick. That's like multiple cases. If you can't fund that kind of lawyer expenditure 30, 40 times in a row, but you know the people you would be suing do not have the kind of time to want to go to court 40 times in a row over the next 7-8 years. Yeah, bro, listen, just settle out of court, take this $75,000, go about your merry fucking way. I'll pay this fine. I'm busy, you busy, we all rich. All right.
You know how this thing go.
That a lot of these cases are settlement cases. A lot of these shits, like that Tracy Chapman shit, is a settlement case. That whole shit sound like settlement case to me. You don't got the bread.
Tracy sending a message. That Tracy knew they wouldn't settle for some weak shit like that.
But now she got it. Shit. The burden of proof lies on the plaintiff, and she's the plaintiff. So now you got to prove Nicki put that song out. You got to prove Nicki commercialized the song she put out, and you got to prove she made money off the song. You got to prove all three of these things.
Yeah, there's no way that Trace thought she would get a settlement off of that. It was weak. It was clearly beatable just by
You talking about the Nicki lawsuit?
That's by what's been reported.
Yeah.
Are we talking about the Nicki lawsuit?
The Nicki lawsuit, yes, we are.
Okay, so
just circling back on it.
Can you explain to those who don't know what's going on?
No,
with that?
we had this conversation.
Yeah, we already covered
had this conversation when you went off.
Hey, if we doubling back to something, I want to go back to that Hollow shit and show what the difference is between how he approached equity and how Lux approached equity. You remember when Lux bankrupted UW? Well, he bought to them the pay-per-view model and whatnot, and then the pay-per-view model, and I think he bought to the provider to them. Yeah, man. And then
he taught them how to fish, and then
ask for equity is different. You can't ask for Hollow ask for equity after doing nothing, but usually if Smack would be well within his rights to ask for equity in LOM because you use my platform to promote your brand. So where's my equity by that same logic? Lux wanted more, and he did more. Hollow want more for the same shit. I forgot to get that off at that time. I meant to compare them, but Lux wanted more and he did more. He tried. I mean, he ain't fucking up UW, but at least he tried. He went out, he got to provide, he bought it to him, bought the idea to him. They sat down and had that conversation. There's no conversation to have with Hollow. But what did Hollow bring to them? Or you should sue Drake for taking that beat. Like, mad at niggas.
Pick the proper fight. Is that what you're saying?
But then if you're gonna pick the proper fight, you should pick the fight you have a better chance of winning, and you're not beating Drake.
Yeah, whatever. Go to Mike Will for the finder's fee. Stupid.
Nigga, why did you say Mike Will? Like,
and that who made that beat? And then who made the beat?
What's beat referring to?
0 to 100. He bought Drake that beat.
Yeah, that is Mike Will, actually. That is definitely Mike Will production.
He connected them.
Before we get up out of here, I just want to cut somebody's ass real quick. Ty Lawson got kicked out of the. That's not pause.
Pause. What are you doing?
I said I want to cut somebody's ass.
And then you mentioned a nigga.
Oh no! I'm not letting you get that off.
No. See, your name on
That's
Facebook
a valid
is Brooklyn
pause.
Sealy. Your name on Facebook is Brooklyn Sealy and using Florida nigga logic.
I don't do that. Pause.
Cut ass means.
Oh, you about to? Oh, okay. You finna cut his ass. Okay, go ahead, cut his ass, bro.
Yo, I hate you so much. But this nigga Ty Lawson got kicked out the CBA for saying Chinese bitches got ass.
Yeah, I saw that.
That's just hilarious, son.
Yo, that shit.
You seen the picture?
He got kicked out the CBA at 3 a.m. Eastern Standard Time.
You seen the pictures, son? Niggas ain't even. You know why? Niggas ain't even know China had strip clubs.
Facts.
That boy was out there in Wuhan getting crazy with the
head full of Chinese ass. Like, yeah, it was lit. China was like, all right, get out.
Yep.
Disclaimer. He is saying a quote. Chinese women are not bitches. He is saying a quote exactly from what the person said.
That is it. That's verbatim what he said on his Instagram story. Chinese bees, Chinese bitches got ass, got the yams. I might not ever leave. And then they told you dip. They told you dip. They told you get up, get gone.
You might not never leave. Yo, Chinese officials is at his door. The next day, hey, we gonna need you to leave.
The police to his door, like, yeah, you get off our team now. You go back where you come from.
I saw you posting that you may never leave. Go ahead, go.
So just so you know, we respect women here.
Always. I always use hoes colloquially, just for the record. I don't believe in hoes as like a thing, like a concept, because I don't put a label on what any woman does with her body. I use hoes colloquially, for lack of a better term, and I'm a little ignorant. But yeah, I don't believe in hoes. That's a nasty thing to call. Most niggas that call bitches hoes is niggas that ain't fucked. Like, it be niggas that's married. Yo, she fuck two of my men. So why wasn't you up to par?
Why wasn't you up to par? You know what?
If you call him and you didn't fuck, son, you need to call your father and explain to him, like, yo, y'all have a talk, see where you went wrong, and I fixed that. Man, stop labeling.
We're gonna talk about the not up to
stop
par
labeling women for what they do with their pussy that don't. And even if they do it with you, like, why you view yourself so low that now she a hoe? Like, where do you see yourself?
She
a queen. She took this dick. Yeah, man.
This is actually a great place for transition. So Cardi B, and her divorce from Offset, and like a lot of the conversation around that.
She spoke on her divorce. She said she wanted to be a free bird. She said she tried and she fought to make the relationship work, and it hit a point where it was more arguments than it was happy times. And essentially, she's always gonna love the nigga, but she just wants to be by herself and work on herself. And I'm not gonna hold you. I speak on behalf of all toxic niggas. There's someone on the side. Every time Shorty want to work on herself.
You can't speak for all toxic niggas because I do. You know what I mean? I'm a Scorpio. That's a toxic sign.
You said I do.
Man, that's a toxic sign. I spotted this for what it was early.
You got a monopoly on toxic?
Yeah. Scorpios do. Yeah. It's the Scorpio next to like the hazard logo. It's the scorpion next to the hazard logo. That's the Scorpio sign. Yeah, man.
And we have 1 minute left. So actually,
I can't even get all my toxic shit off in 1 minute.
No.
I could if I thought about it.
Let's actually.
I probably could if I thought about it.
I be seeing mad toxic memes and shit on Facebook, and I be mad because it be my bag. Like, yo, that's my go-to. What are you talking about?
No, you gotta save them shits and dump the
5 chicks I would kill myself this year.
You gotta save them shits and dump the clip and get out of jail.
Our viewers, to say thank you to our viewers. So I want to say thank you to Fury. I want to say thank you to Brazzy, who was on here as well. I want to say thank you to Edwards.
That's Devon. Shout out to Devon. Shout out to Fury, Brazzy.
I want to say thank you. I want to say thank you to Richie. I want to say thank you to Gene. Thank you to James. Thank you for tuning in and watching us. I really, really, really appreciate you guys. We love when you come in our comments and talk shit with us. It's wonderful. We can't wait to see you guys again.
That's been Dutch. That's been Terry. Terry, say bye.
Bye.
That's been Sealy. I'm Blake.
Don't tell me to say bye. I do what I want. Yeah, I mean, all
I'm
right.
not gonna tell you shit, sir.
All right, Ike.
You know what you should want to do is fix your tooth.
And she said bye.
That's what you should want to do is fix your tooth. You should want to get that fixed. That's what you should want to do. I'm just saying, if we're gonna talk about things niggas want to do, you should want to hit the dentist. Hey. Anyway,
let us go.
They say, yo, I'm Blake. Her say bye. Yeah, Ike. It's all right. It's all right, Ike winners. Blake winners.
You know what?
You see what I did there? Blake winners. Yeah, that's your new name.
All right, calm down, Plies.
Calm down, Plies. Right now.
Calm down, Plies. Yeah, this has been words from a fan. I leave y'all now with outro music. This is one of my songs out right now. All DSPs. It's called Wikipedia.
I knew it was only gonna be a matter of time before one of your joints snuck into the outro. I was like, I know the band. I know the vibe.
If that's the case, then you should have been listening to episode 1 and not their episode 1, our episode 1. I've been had my shit in the I've been at my shit in the outro.
Yo, this me.
Yeah. Y'all boys don't want smoke, y'all want no cancer, want no healing. Yeah. I control the story. Yeah. I control the story. I control it. Y'all boys don't want smoke, y'all don't want cancer, want no healing. Chopsy be concealing up. Doc said ain't no handing up. I control the story, Wikipedia. Fuck your bitch one night and then I'm leaving her. You wanna back them be with her. Y'all boys don't want smoke, y'all don't want cancer, want no healing. Chopsy be concealing up. Doc said ain't no healing up. I control the story, Wikipedia. Fuck your bitch one night and then I'm leaving her. You wanna back them be with her. Broski in the cut, don't wake the demon up. 30 in the stick, my boy, he keep it up. No Star Trek, Kevin Beam shit up. Zooted off the cookie, rolling beaters up. So I don't get to trippin' like Expedia. Yo, bitch want me to be with her. Shot goes out to Ink Gang, YFP, CT, and my team is clutch. Had a roll spin blocks, you gon' see us buck. Had Rolex shots when you see him up. When you see it, dog, you could be Vic. One leg clap, head tap, only be hit once. Speed off in a be my truck. Move out, get flame out of bro. Had fan and it came with a pole. Grab it in the split, fit him straight in the dough. And nigga told I kiss straight in his dough. I'm out here making these slackers, I gotta be the Mr. Violence all in my discography. Got a little baby who say she admire me. Got a few hitters who say they gon' rock with me. Nigga, don't lie to me, nigga, because y'all boys don't want smoke, y'all don't want cancer, want no helium. Chopsy be concealing up. Doc said ain't no handing up. I control the story, Wikipedia. Fuck your bitch one night and then I'm leaving her. You wanna back them be with her. Y'all boys don't want smoke, y'all don't want cancer, want no helium. Chopsy be concealing up. Doc said ain't no healing up. I control the story, Wikipedia. Fuck your bitch one night and then I'm leaving her. You wanna back them be with her. Fly guy, young fly guy, mask up like a shy guy, ah ha ha. Laughing at you niggas like ah ha ha. Diamond dancing on me, go fa la la. Chopper get to poppin' at your mata, ah. Niggas only hating cause they nah ah nah. You ain't talking money, you ain't talking nada, ah. Little baddie call me daddy like I'm dada, ah. Blake got stilo, Hooli got sauce. D keep cool, Joker stay pissed off. I'm talking about myself, Kanye my code. I'm talking about myself, Kanye my code. So much money you can never ever say I lost. My face on the chain and my name Rick Ross. You say to the brain, same page as the game. Play a bait for a game, you can hit if you wanna. Keep me a piece, keep demons with me. See the streets and your treats, it's okay if you want. Niggas got no smoke, want no marijuana. Corners, gotta scrape a nigga off the corner. I keep it defended, y'all right on the corner. Little nigga winter, hotter than summer. Your shorty see Blake, wanna give me her number. Cause every time we late, know I eat it like supper. Y'all boys don't want smoke, y'all don't want cancer, want no helium. Chopsy be concealing up. Doc said ain't no handing up. I control the story, Wikipedia. Fuck your bitch one night and then I'm leaving her. You wanna back them be with her. Y'all boys don't want smoke, y'all don't want cancer, want no helium. Chopsy be concealing up. Doc said ain't no healing up. I control the story, Wikipedia. Fuck your bitch one night and then I'm leaving her. You wanna back them be with her. I control the story. I control the story. I control it. I control it. I control the story. I control the story. I control the story. I control it. I control it.